you egg stabs him.
I'm back. Sorry. All
Okay.
I needed was a tissue.
Are we ready?
Yes, let's do it.
All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another OSP stream. Fun, chill. This time in the evening hours. It is dark outside. That's new and exciting.
It was dark outside a couple hours ago, too.
I mean, yeah, but it's dark now. I am joined by Cyan,
Hello.
who is not Red, and this is Red.
Hey.
There we go. Two entirely different people. Fun facts with OSP. Sorry we're a little bit late. I was petting Cleo. She was very compelling in her argument of two small meows and then flopping over on the floor. I just had to. My hands were tied. So hopefully we'll have a nice fun stream and play a little bit of Abzu. We played this a year and a half ago. We're playing it again. We're playing it again. I like this game. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't like all of this game.
I don't like all of this game. There's like 30 seconds of this game I really don't like, and then the rest of it's
Yeah.
great.
I was gonna say, like, when I brought this up on Twitter, everyone was like, "Oh, it's a good thing none of you guys have thalassophobia or anything." Oh wait, so like,
It's
I don't
fine.
think they were expecting you to like something so meditative.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. It's scored by Austin Wintory. How couldn't I like it?
Yeah, but
Well,
likes
of
anything
course.
that's Austin Wintory scored.
This is a fact. 8-Bit Music Theory put out a video about his music yesterday, and I watched it this morning, and Austin Wintory, down there in the comments, with only graciousness at being featured in this video, is like, oh my god, you made a video about my music, this is amazing. It's like, Austin is always there, man. Whenever you talk about his music, he is there, and he is so polite.
But is he in the stream?
No,
God,
I don't think we're that big.
No. You say his name and he magically appears, but
Yeah.
not every time. That's what keeps the magic
He
alive.
always magically appears. He just decides to reveal himself or not.
Yeah, he's always like off in the shadows, like at the end of a movie when like a character is watching over their own funeral from like behind a tree, in a
Right.
position where like anyone could easily look at them if they just like looked up. But
Which,
Austin's
like-
just like standing there waiting, watching. He's like, I'll leave a comment on this one. Sometimes he's like,
That's-
no, not yet.
Which, like, I don't know if you've ever been to a funeral. Like, half of it is just staring at trees because you're uncomfortable and you don't know what to do with yourself.
That's why you got to pick a really good tree to hide behind.
Yeah.
No, not your own funeral, like someone else's funeral. You don't hide at someone's funeral.
Yeah, I think playing hide and seek at someone's funeral is generally considered a gauche thing to do.
Technically,
Alrighty.
we did do that at my step-great-grandmother's funeral, but she would have been fine with that.
All right.
She was chill.
I have the cool outfit because I have gotten good. So I have little flippers. I can do this. Woo! Oh, yeah. Oh, this game's great.
Pro gamer move. Oh,
Dolphin
crap.
flip.
What was the game? There was another game that was like mostly underwater. That's like this but evil that people were saying you should play. And you were like,
Subnautica.
absolutely not. That's the one.
But why, though?
Oh, the fish did the flip too. Oh, I've never done that before. That's great.
Be fish.
Ah. Oh, this game rules.
Guys, is the audio actually low, or are you just trying to get us to mess up our OBS settings again so the stream crashes?
Well, here's the thing. We've got Red, we've got Cyan and I, and then we've got the game. So if you can be specific, that will enable us to more accurately assist you in fixing the
And
problem
if it
here.
was science
Yeah.
specifically, I could probably actually sit up and not be 4 feet away from the mic.
No, you're fine. It's the evening. We can be chill.
Yeah, whatever, man.
I had work!
Big fish.
Got a job!
You know, the funny thing is, in a game that has like 5 separate audio tracks, saying the audio is low is the least helpful feedback you can provide.
It's quiet. Audio is low. It's quiet. Audio is good for me. Cyan is low. I literally just addressed this.
It's okay. We have latency. We have latency.
Actually, Indigo says that I am a little bit quiet.
Okay.
So maybe we
See, we
maybe
should not have
overcompensated.
turned you down.
This I can
You led us
adjust.
astray, Red.
I'm
Okay.
sorry. I didn't want to dominate the conversation.
Always dominate the conversation.
Be assertive. Okay.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Aggressive.
BEAGGRESSIVE. Every middle school cheerleader ever.
That's why you should always bring a broadsword to a business negotiation, just so that everyone knows what the alternative is.
Just so they recognize what's on the table while
Yeah.
you're negotiating.
But how do you do that in the era of Zoom?
You
just
have to
it
get.
like
like a
slung
big
over your shoulder.
yeah, or like a big background wall of just like with a lot of swords.
Listen, honestly, one of the biggest power moves was definitely the time that one of my coworkers showed up to an interview with his parrot on his lap, and I had to be like, dude, is that a bird? Like, so sorry, I should specify Zoom interview. This is like right at the beginning of like the COVID. So we were doing like one of our first Zoom interviews, and he just had like a bird on his lap, and I'm like, dude, do you have a bird in your lap? He's like, oh yeah, and he has like this full-blown like parrot on his lap. I'm like, why?
I think the correct response was "Yar, it's B."
No, apparently the parrot was feeling clingy.
Oh, okay.
Birds.
It's
Sounds
really
like Cleo.
funny, honestly. Yeah, Cleo has shown up in anything I've done via Zoom. She doesn't want to hang out with me unless two scenarios. Blue is not around, and then she's like, "Oh, you're my favorite person." I'm like, I see. Or if I'm like on Zoom call, not on my laptop. She's fine if my laptop's out. We can leave laptops out all day. But if I'm talking to the laptop, she's like, "Ooh, let me show my butt."
Like every time we do like a video call to just hang out with our friends or something, about I don't know 20 minutes in without fail, Cleo will just hop up on the desk, proudly display her butthole to the entire chat, and then just kind of sit in front of the camera while we're talking about stuff.
We're just trying to play games. Cleo's just trying to start an OnlyFans. It just happens.
Come on, Cleo, this is the stick fight game, not the only thing.
Oh, the stick fight game was fun.
That was so fun.
So
yeah.
slapsticky.
It's that game. I feel like any game that it's impossible to be good at, or at least it's impossible to be cool at,
Yeah.
is just the best kind of game because then there's like no pressure.
Oh, Octodad's
Yes.
great. Oh, I miss
Octodad is a little
Octodad.
bit like tongue in cheek. Oh yeah, me too.
Don't you still own it?
I still own it, I just haven't played it in ages.
And it's not the same as, the first time you really experience the insanity of the
Oh,
physics
yeah.
engine.
Like, once you know the levels and then you kind of get good, some of the charm is lost because...
I haven't
Yeah.
you're still good at it, though.
Oh, I might be bad. Hey,
Good point. Hey!
Octodad OSP stream when?
Aw, man.
The unfortunate part of Octodad is that in the later parts of the game, they actually, like, try to make it a challenge. But
Yeah.
the beginning levels are the best because it's just, like, you screwing around, like, in the house and in a grocery store. There's
I really
no
think
threat.
The
It just...
aquarium one is my favorite.
The aquarium one's pretty
Yeah.
fun.
I like the one where you have to like squoze through the freezer in a supermarket.
Yeah. No, the freezer's the best one.
Yeah.
Or sorry, the supermarket's the best one. I also really like one of the flashbacks of Octodad and Scarlet on a date where you get looped into being the waitstaff.
Yes.
It's pretty wonderful.
I saw 2 different comments asking about if you have a Discord. And to that I say, you clearly don't listen to the podcast.
We have a vanity link. It's like, I think it's discord.gg/OSP, I think.
Maybe.
You can also
Maybe.
check our newest videos.
Or the podcast.
Or the podcast,
Or
which
the
you should totally
podcast,
be
yeah.
listening to, because like, holy shit, podcast's doing well, team. I mean, we've talked about this a little bit on the podcast, but like,
Yeah.
But if you
know,
don't listen to the podcast.
yeah, for the longest time, as recently as like a stream that we had 3 days before we agreed to do the podcast
Yep.
with Indigo, we're like, why would we do a podcast?
Yeah.
It's silly.
And
We
then
have the
Indigo was
stream.
like, but hear me out.
Yeah, Indigo's like, let me give you this actually like really good and comprehensive business plan, and Red and I are like, oh.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Indigo's in the chat.
Indigo's
with
in the chat.
OSP
Repping the
Discord
Discord.
link.
There we go.
I don't know if this is like too much of a look behind the curtain, but like yesterday we got an email that was like, "Hey, your podcast hosting account is pretty cool, but unfortunately you vastly exceeded the number of downloads it allows for, so you're gonna need to upgrade or problems might start happening." And I was like, guys, and like, here's the thing, I spend almost all of my time online, but like other people tend to have other things going on in their lives, so I was like, guys, there's a thing, and then like 2 hours later, after we'd gotten another email, this one from a real human being who was like, "Hey guys, cool podcast you got there. However, due to the podcast hosting site vastly exceeding the number of downloads, there might be a problem if you don't sort this out pretty quickly." And I was like, guys! It was very stressful.
If it makes you feel better, we were also online. We were just stuck in the wedding planning time sync.
Ooh.
So,
Which, to be fair, is really fun.
well,
But
it's still like
yeah.
almost a year away, so it's
Yeah.
still fun at this moment.
But with the podcast, the funny thing is that like Indigo was like, you know, in the process of like getting us like sold on the idea, like helping us like set the whole thing up, you know, being great in like getting us going on this, where we're like, what's a podcast besides audio without video and longer than YouTube videos? Indigo's like, I got you guys. So she was like, yeah, we'll get you set up with an account on Transistor. We're going to start with like the base plan because we're not really anticipating like going past 15,000 downloads in a single month, and then we have 25,000 downloads every episode. And suddenly we need to upgrade our plan.
Yeah, at this point I think we might honestly be skirting the edge of the new plan. So,
Already?
Perhaps.
oh, well, because it was like
From
you want
yesterday?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They were like, you want a limit of 75,000 downloads per
Oh.
month. And I was like,
Yeah, no, we're going to
No,
need
I think that was the one, right? That
No.
was
No, the
we
new
had
one's 75.
15,000.
The one that we
Yeah.
had was 15.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we're gonna need to, because currently we're hitting 50 a month because we have 2 podcast episodes per month at like 25 apiece. So yeah, we're gonna bust in through that 75 at some point.
probably,
But
yeah.
hey, we're glad that this has been so much fun for all of you to listen to, because it is a shockingly little amount of effort on our parts, because like we show up, we talk about the videos that we put our heart and
Already
souls
finished.
into the week before and already finished, and then shoot the breeze with some amazing fan questions, and then it's like, oh, as an hour of great content, awesome. Or it's like Red and I slaving away 2 weeks at a time for 10 minutes of content on YouTube, and then it's like, oh, we can just spend an hour for
Yeah.
an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that the chat deserves to know that your main response to after we got that sorted out was just that album cover from which rapper was it?
Oh, DJ Khaled suffering from
I
success.
thought it was DJ Khaled. Yeah.
Which I fired off so fast. I was like opening up like Google Images, like hotkeying the fuck around, like getting
Yeah.
a picture suffering from success, saving it to the desktop, pulling it in. I was like, oh,
Wait.
fastest meme in the West.
You forget, like, just in case you're joking, he actually said that out loud.
Yeah.
Like, he
Oh,
actually was
no.
like, oh, I was so fast. I
was
was
like,
like, yeah,
fuck, I'm
yeah,
good.
you were, Blue. Good
Wow.
job.
Meanwhile, on my end, I was like, wait, he was online this whole time?
Cyan's like, oh wow, Blue, good job. You want a like cookie for that? Like, congratulations. Have a glass
Oh
of
my
milk too.
You need someone to tease you occasionally.
To the person in the chat, sadly, to my knowledge, they do not make sleeveless tuxes, so I will probably be wearing a normal suit.
I like the big shrimp up there. Shout out
Oh,
to all you
yeah.
kids who watched Drake and Josh growing up.
Actually, Indigo and Red will be matching in matching suits most likely.
Yes, indeed.
Heck yeah. Speaking of which, ladies in the chat, I don't know if you've ever tried to get a suit size. Don't trust the men's size charts.
Oh,
they
no.
don't know what you're talking about. When I was trying to order my test size so I can make sure that, like, the tux actually fits before the wedding and stuff, I was like, okay, well, this is like a suit providing website. They're probably really good at this. I'll trust them. I'll trust them to take my measurements and figure out what's going on. The first question: how would you describe your shoulders? Narrow, average, or broad? And I was like, oh no.
Aw.
It just kept going from there because I was like, probably average, but then it was asking me stuff like, what is your suit collar size? And I was like, am I supposed to already know that? All right. And then they were like, what's your waist size? And I was like, oh, I can tell you that. And they were like, cool, we're going to assume that's the same as your hip size. And I was like, oh, you
oh,
shouldn't have
no.
done that.
The men's
No.
suit store is like, we know, like, theoretically that thighs exist, but, like, it hasn't been proven.
Yeah,
The numbers haven't come
basically-
in yet.
I already know that this test suit is, let's just say the pants aren't going over the butt. I already know this. It's going to be another couple tries.
I would like
Um,
to give a quick shout out. My cousin is watching this
Woot.
live stream. Hello,
Hey!
Estelle.
Hello!
Hello, Isabel. Hope you're doing well.
She is not going to comment in the live chat though because she doesn't have her own account.
That's fair. Such is life.
Valid.
But yeah, no, suit planning is fun. I'm trying to think of like what story I want to tell here, and I genuinely don't know because there are a bunch of them, and like some of them are funny, some of them are just kind of silly. But I sent with the suits before I sent them out to all of the groomsmates, not groomsmen, because we have Indigo and Red in my groomsmen team, so ergo groomsmates.
What?
I sent a picture of the suit to one of my other groomsmates, my former college
Green.
roommate, canonically one of the Greens,
Yep.
who commented on the fact that the guy in the suit was wearing pants that were sized way too tight. So he was like, Blue, please tell me they have sizing options, because it looks like the gentleman who's modeling this suit is packing some heavy equipment and he looks uncomfortable. I'm like, oh, yeah, no, they offer multiple fits. He was like, okay, thank God.
I got a B+ on my chem exam.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Indigo's like, you might want to scoot a little closer to the mic. It sounds like you're off to the side and muffled. That's because I am off to the side and muffled.
She is.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Indigo.
It's taking all my concentration to stay within a foot of my mic when I could just be like leaning back with this big bowl of candy and my mug of cider and just chilling.
Today I had a very nice conversation with a very professional man.
Oh, yeah, professional man.
Who is very gracious about, talking about the channel and, like, podcasting stuff and yada yada, this, that. And oh my god, that rooster fish just ate 2 fish. Holy shit.
That's a rooster
Oh,
fish.
whoa.
I mean, yeah, it says in the bottom right.
Oh!
Nature is cruel. Life is short.
Wow,
The only
I
reality
learned
is
so
pain.
much.
But anyway, the professional man was talking about like podcast setups and like production teams, and I was like, yeah, so Red and I pride ourselves on a competent low-tech aesthetic. I think
But
competent
infused
but low-tech is or maybe low-tech but competent. Well, you've seen our streams.
How
That's
much
a lie.
of either of those? Well,
Yeah.
Low tech, sure. I mean,
But yeah.
Competent in our areas of competence.
To
be
We're
fair.
not gonna pretend like we're good at streaming.
at least we have a decent laptop. We have a legit capture card. Those
Yeah.
are 2 legit technology
Yeah.
things.
I have to set it up and put it away every time because I don't have the space for a streaming setup, but such is life.
Teeny apartment.
Woo!
It just be like that sometimes, you know?
It do.
Big Manta.
Big Manta.
Oh, it's so large.
That Manta would not fit in our apartment.
No. No, it would be
Oh,
stuck
God.
and we would be squished.
Cleo would be
We-
very upset.
Americans will measure with anything but the metric system.
How
That one
many
wouldn't fit in
manta
our
rays?
apartment.
How many large fish spread across the floor is it wall to wall?
2.
Cool.
Honestly, though, well, I mean, manta rays are pretty big. Maybe we could get 3. Who's marrying who? Wouldn't you like to know?
It's a secret.
It's a secret. We're all just gonna show up and find out there. It's like a murder mystery, except for it's a marriage mystery.
Hey, Obi-Wan's in the chat.
Obi-Wan's in the
Obi-Wan
chat.
Kenobi,
Hello.
our favorite novelty account. Every time a new video goes up, I keep refreshing the comments until I see the comment from Obi-Wan Kenobi.
This is
Additional
true.
shout out to Just Some Guy with a Mustache, our second favorite novelty account.
Oh,
Unless
yeah.
you're also in the chat, in which case you're tied for favorite, we swear.
What was the one where that character actually showed up in a trope talk and just the guy with the mustache was like, who's that guy? I don't know who he is.
It was, oh god, I don't remember the episode. It was definitely a trope talk, because the character is Jalal from Fairy
Yeah.
Tale. I used him as a good example, and he's like, ah!
We see you guys in the comments. Not everyone is a novelty account, but a lot of people comment and they say wonderful, nice things, and we appreciate you.
See and appreciate you.
Giant trevally, not as big as the manta though. Okay, I'm
that's
done
2
with
fish.
meditating. Let's.
Have
I
you
love
just
these
been
little.
meditating this entire time?
Yeah, cause it's fun. It's chill.
Fish.
Nope, fuck, that's the wrong button. Heck.
Was it the fish button?
Yeah, it was the fish button. Press fish to fish. This is one of my favorite areas in the game, so I like hanging around here.
I know we've played this game several times. It just occurred to me, I don't actually know what the plot or point of this game is.
There's not
Yeah, it's
really much.
it's one of those abstract ones. Basically, you are exploring the underwater, and then right now you find out that there's some ancient civilization stuff going on. Turns out this coral looks pretty important. Seemed like it was a big deal for whoever was here first. And then they built some stuff, and they had things, and they liked shells.
and
you see a
probably fish.
little chap just like screen. Yeah, they liked fish. Got some fish over there. It's basically you're one of those games where you're combing through the ruins of a long dead civilization, learning something about it and yourself and the world sometimes.
Wait, are all your favorite games either this or Assassin's Creed?
Okay.
Just like going through ancient civilizations or Assassin's Creed.
Connecting the dots. Sorry, I can't help but notice that apparently me being like, yeah, I'm wearing a suit to a wedding has caused the entire chat to be like, what does this mean about her sexuality? It's like,
It means that she
fucking
likes
nothing?
suits.
Also,
It means I like wearing pants.
anyone who is iffy on sharks, look away now. It'll be gone in like 5 seconds. Wait.
Are you talking
wait.
about yourself?
No, I'm fine with this. This is fine. Wait. You're good. You're good. You're solid.
Okay.
Good, great work, team. Fantastic.
Isabel wants to know if you want to play Subnautica.
I do not, Isabel. I appreciate your concern and consideration and your generous offer of my suffering. However, I will politely but firmly decline.
To be fair, I don't think she knows that you don't like underwater things, seeing as you are
No, I know.
actively playing an underwater game.
Google recommendation's gonna be like, you liked this, so what about?
But yes, Blue is not the biggest fan of ocean.
It's okay. This game is nice because you can always see the surface. Actually, I want to go see the surface.
Oh, is that what that's about?
Yeah.
See,
Wait,
for
no,
me,
go back.
I'm like not the hugest fan of deep water, but for me, it's the sense of depth underneath
pretty.
rather than proximity to the surface.
I don't know. The ocean's never really scared me, which is probably good because my family
God.
spends a lot of time
I like
around
rays.
it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of the ocean.
That's fair.
Yeah, I grew up near the Great Lakes. I understand the Great Lakes. They're fine. I'm not
Honestly,
scared of the Great Lakes. The oceans
No,
have too much stuff in
Never
them.
had that clipping glitch before. Exploring new frontiers. Knowing that this is a game that is designed to be peaceful makes it a lot better, whereas Subnautica is designed to scare you.
That's true.
But, you know, it's light colors, it's pretty, it's fine.
She says she's sorry. She didn't know you hated.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine. No, it's really no big deal. It's like a long time ago when I was first streaming and was doing Assassin's Creed Odyssey and I had to go fight those sharks underwater. That was a bad time. I have grown somewhat in my ability to deal with deep water media. Being in it, whole other story. Shadow of the Colossus, the Pelagia fight, whole other story. But in general, I'm aight with it. It's just like the extreme stuff.
Yep.
Hmm.
Like that one scene in Aquaman.
Yeah. Which I didn't actually get the full experience of because it was way too pixely on the screen that we were watching it. I
mean,
watched an
yeah.
entire hour-long GDC talk, Game Developers Conference, all about these little, like, coral leafs and how they got it to work with the tech because there are a lot of individual bits to render. And trying to get all of that to work on an engine that deals with currents would destroy any computer system. So they had this really neat series of fixes to get it to work. So basically, it looks like it's a bunch of individual leaves, and they do kind of deform and work in their own way, but there are a lot of really clever like coding and modeling tricks to get it to end up working. Like all of the fish in this game aren't actually animated in the proper sense. They have a skeleton mesh that has like transform and deform effects on it, but they're not actually like animated in the way that the main character is. So there are a lot of really, really clever workarounds to get this game to have like so much life and so much going on in it. Whereas normally without like a hyper-powered machine, it would crash and set your like whole desk on fire.
So just so chat can frickin' move on. Yes, I am Ace. I also think that some girls are really pretty and some guys are really pretty. And that's all I really have to say about that. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with me wearing pants. What is this, 1845? Jesus.
Yeah, seriously.
New rule: everyone's wearing pants to the wedding. I know I've already bought my dress, but I'm wearing pants. Don't tell
Please.
my mom.
No, it can be secret pants. We can just have everyone wear like secret pants underneath.
Yeah, bike shorts under the dress.
My favorite Rachel
That way
Mixie
you can
video
do
is secret
cartwheels and you'll be
pants.
fine.
Oh, my favorite is casual armor.
Oh, casual armor's great. Give me a Warbler.
Give me your warbler.
The four horsewomen of the crafts and historical costuming apocalypse are Morgan Donner, Rachel Makesy, Bernadette Banner, and Carolina Zabrova on a increasing scale of chaos. I didn't order it right, but there is an increasing scale of chaos order on the four of them. We've talked about historical costuming YouTube before.
We're into
It's fun.
historical costuming YouTube.
It's a time. We also watched through a fuckload of Tomska videos the other day and
Oh my
today.
God.
Oh, it's so funny.
It's because Asdiff movie 13?
13.
13.
Yeah.
Which, still loses best opener to Asda movie 12 because
With the anime opening?
that one was great.
Yeah.
So we were watching that, and so naturally you watch that, and then so you wait. Anyway, YouTube algorithm, Tomska content.
Oh, these fins are going. Oh, they're gold. It looks so cool. Woo!
Woo! Sploot.
Have I glitched myself into, like, permanent boost mode? Oh my god, I'm unlimited power.
You're only using 1% of your
I'm
power.
only using 1% of my power. Holy hell. I've never done this before. Oh my god, I'm breaking the game in so many amazing ways.
Your mom just
Fear me!
Your mom just texted me, everyone's wearing pants.
Secret pants, mother. Secret pants. Nothing
Hi,
to worry
Blue's
about.
mom. How you doing?
Oh my god.
Too
I'm
many
drunk
people-
on power. This is amazing.
Too many
He's
people
risen
we know
above
in real life are watching this stream.
This is what happens when we
We
stream in
can't
the
do
evening.
streams anymore.
Everyone's not busy. It's great.
Yeah, the evening stream is just too popular. We've
Oh my
already
God.
got like nearly 2,500 viewers.
Woo! Wow, this is honestly amazing. I am zooming. I'm zooming and I'm booming. Ah.
He's finally realized the legend.
Eat shit, Aquaman. Can't wait to see that in the animated. Anyway.
Oh god.
Red, you've been working on the animated for the Journey video, and you
have.
sent me a few clips. They are exquisite, and I'm sure everyone will have a blast with the full one once it's done.
I know I did.
Oh, I'm glad you liked him. I've been having a lot of fun with the Journey ones because, of course, the character in Journey is basically a featureless poncho with eyes,
Yeah.
which means you really kind of have to stretch the body language and like the eye expressions to
Yeah.
to get anything across.
Your mom likes evening streams.
Yeah. My mom,
Honestly,
who
I
works
think this
very
is a
hard
perfect time
during the
slot.
day.
Yeah. Personally, I think this time slot is great. You know, like my how much longer do I have in my workday? About like 10 hours. So
Yeah.
you know.
That's the thing, like, Red, your and my workdays are almost perfectly offset. I woke up this morning, and you had gone to sleep very shortly before.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I was up really late last night. I don't know why. My sleep schedule's normally pretty good by my standards. Like, it works for me. That's what matters.
I mean, yeah, exactly. So
I don't need
it's like-
society's approval. If
Yeah,
I want to
like-
sleep from 4 a.m. to noon, I
Yeah.
can.
Like, I stop work at 5, you probably start a little bit after. So
Yep.
work is always being done round the clock at OSP, you know?
Yep. I
It's
prefer to
always
think of it as
happening.
the night shift.
Yeah. That Vaquita just ate that fish. Oh, a second one. Damn, Vaquita. He's scary. Oh, a third. He's unstoppable. Fourth. Ah!
So,
I
fun
thought I was
fact,
gonna eat the shark.
I don't think she's listening, but a friend of mine who does often watch the streams, who is also a teacher, has informed us that buttermilk is not a good substitute for milk in Hamburger Helper.
Oh, dear.
Oh,
her
how
defense.
kind of them.
It was an accident. Sorry, Dim. Calling you out on stream.
That's rough, buddy. But yeah, after the runaway success of the Tsushima animated,
Tsushima
more
anime
are
was fun.
on the way.
You've been playing a lot of
I know.
Tsushima lately.
I've been playing a lot of Tsushima lately. I've been playing the multiplayer, which is so much fun. I was playing it with one of my friends, another one of the Greens, and then we were playing it with another one of the Greens. Look, I've been roommates with a decent handful of people in
College
my time.
is like that.
College is like that.
Actually, no, not really, because in college you lived with the same person for 3 out of 4 years.
Yeah.
Oh,
hello, Miss Cleo. We didn't hear you there
no,
because
she's backing
Yes.
up.
oh, she
Oh,
just
never
woke up
mind,
from a
never
nap. You can see the look on her face. Oh, she is a sleepy little floof.
Danger,
Ah!
danger.
I got you.
We took her collar off so that she could enjoy the comfort. She's too stealthy.
No, we
She's
took the color
too
off because
powerful.
she ate it. I
Yeah.
made her a nice Halloween costume, put a little bell on it and everything, and she realized she could get it in her mouth, and then she ate it. She pulled it apart with her teeth.
Really got through it, huh?
So I had to use 2 different kinds of yarn. I had one, like the black yarn I had was like wool, and the orange one I had was cotton. And the cotton yarn, the way it was kind of spun together, it couldn't really shred, but wool yarn shreds like no one's business.
The wool is
So
mine.
she shredded the wool on both sides of the cotton. So it was just cotton with like wisps of black sticking out of it.
Oh,
Cleo
amazing.
cannot be contained by the chains of man.
Prometheus freed at last.
Ugh.
Oh, that reminds me. So, about two things actually. First of all, we have heard your messages that we need to play Hades, and at this point, I agree with you. Everything I hear about that game makes it seem amazing. Although, someone I know who's been playing it, didn't realize that the nectar and the heart meter was essentially like the dating sim love meter.
Now you want to
she was like, I'm finally gonna max out Thanatos' heart meter, and I was like, oh, cool, you're gonna start dating? And she was like, what? No, we're probably just gonna be like best bros or something. And Thanatos was like, what am I to you exactly? And she was like, oh shit, I think we're dating now, actually. And I was like, I fucking told you! How many dating sims have you played?
Is that not how most relationships just happen? Like, you're like, oh yeah, hanging out with this person, and suddenly you're like, oh, we're dating now? What?
Yeah.
Is that-
And the worst part is with Thanatos, you can't ghost him. He controls ghosts. He's the
Yep,
ghost guy.
He does control the die.
I know in my experience, once I give someone 12 Capri Suns, we're bonded for life.
I think that's like just the like lower school strategy is like, okay, I've got like 5 Capri Suns. I have like 8 people who I want to be friends with. I gotta strategize this out. I gotta make those Capri Suns count.
Then you just have me, who in middle school, some guy thought that telling another girl who was a notorious gossip that I wasn't really friends with that he liked me consisted of him asking me out. And then he was
middle
shocked
school.
when I didn't say yes because I said weird, and then went on with my day. And he was like, why'd you say no? I'm like, you didn't ask me out. And then he still didn't ask me out. And then we went on spring break, and then he was really mad about it for like 6 years afterwards. I haven't seen him for 5 years since, so...
I see the frame is the stream is getting a little bit slideshowy.
Uh-oh.
We're sorry.
luckily, we
Also,
still
one
have an
little bit of
excellent connection.
one little bit of video game magic is we were swimming with those orcas. We jumped out of the water. We dove back in, and then the orcas were gone.
Huh.
You don't notice that the first time you play through it, because they do a really good job with video game magic of hiding it. But no, those orcas fully just like dematerialized.
Hello,
They've been
Riley.
They're gone.
Isabel's friend Riley, who's the one that you sent a picture to this summer,
Oh,
is
yeah.
also here.
Sent a
So
little waving
Everyone
picture
we
saying
know
hello.
is in the chat.
actually, we haven't met Riley, but
Oh, never mind. What was it? I remember. I spent years waiting for the complexities of middle school dating BS to make sense, and they never did. And then
No.
I realized
No.
I just wasn't gonna do it anyway, and it was the most freeing moment of my life thus far.
I almost dated someone in middle school, but we really didn't start dating until high school. We're still friends though.
I've definitely
His
talked
sister's
about
in the
this.
wedding party.
How I've definitely talked about how the one guy I dated in middle school, we like reconnected in college, and he's gay, and I'm ace, and we just didn't realize. Because we're both artists, we were like, well, I think this person looks nice. I'd like to draw them, and that's as far as that went. And then like years later, it was like, wait a minute, that's not how other people pick their partners.
Hold up.
So, good times.
Yeah. I love how this game has like water and then like spooky magic water that orcas come out of.
Magic orca water.
Which, there's actually a lot of really cool stuff about like the Babylonian creation myth. Or no, it's not Babylonian. It's before then. It's like Mesopotamian. Yeah, because Babylon was part of Mesopotamia, but like later. But anyway, there's a lot of like creation myths from that in between the rivers part of the world that's kind of wrapped up into the lore of this game. It's cool.
It's
The
very
soundtrack
cool.
is like named after the entire like script of the Enuma Elish.
Everyone's just telling their bad dating stories in the comments now.
Good.
Commit all you want.
Can we tag along on an orca? Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Give me a orca.
Unlimited power.
Give me your orca.
There's a
Oh,
crepe
you
shop.
know.
Oh, it did the thing. I did the thing.
Yeah.
Are we talking about your local crepery again?
My
the
favorite
local
local
crepery.
crepe shop.
Hooray, the
Which
local
everyone
crepery.
has.
The best people on earth.
We
who
should
make
add
my
that
day
to the
every
bingo
week.
card.
Yeah. Blue's favorite crepe place.
Bruce local crepery.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
they
big
are
jump.
like the nicest people
Big
there,
jump.
though.
one of the people who works there will often draw a little doodle on my to-go box every week. It's the sweetest. It like the Grinch. Like my heart goes 3 sizes whenever I see those little doodles. It's great. But anyway, they have this sign on their trash bin outside that is this fat raccoon with like a plastic bag, and it says "Give me a garbage." And I've never heard if there's like a meme that this pairs with, but like Cyan and I just like reading it are like, "Give me a garbage," and we just end up saying that all the time. Or anything that like scans with it, it's like, yeah. Give me a orca.
Give me your Corbin.
For chemistry.
Yeah, for organic.
As opposed to British exiled and disgraced former parliamentarians.
No, for organic chemistry, I often write on my thing, count your Corbins, because I have a tendency to drop carbons, which is not good if you're doing organic chemistry, which is entirely carbons.
Ready to drop carbons, but he keeps on spaghetti.
Well, some reactions add carbons that you weren't expecting. It's a mess.
So here's a fun bit of game design. I think this is 1,000 fish in this little thing, or 10,000. I don't know the number.
Counted?
There's a lot of fish. It's gonna get chuggy in here.
Chug, chug, chug,
It's already
chug,
pretty
chug,
chuggy.
chug, 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 chug.
Woo! Yeah, this is like the tech demo part of the game where it's like, look how much shit we can put on screen.
Oh, someone wanted to know if we're inviting the crepe sellers to the wedding. We are not, but we will probably get crepes from them for part of the wedding.
Yeah, probably. That's my plan. I haven't asked them yet because it's like, it's a while out. But, oh boy will I. Boy will I.
Oh, the fit slideshow looks absolutely gorgeous on my screen. I'm about 30 seconds behind, but...
Ooh, oh, this part of the game's fun. Is the orange part.
Yeah, this is the part where it's like, you've just been in the ocean, it's like, ew, ancient civilizations, and here they're like, Tron.
Yeah.
Which, I actually haven't seen Tron.
I've never seen Tron either.
Yeah.
I saw Tron Legacy. It wasn't very good.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well.
That's Jeff Bridges.
It does have Jeff Bridges.
That's
It
something.
has 2 Jeff Bridgeses. One of them is digitally de-aged, and it hasn't held up.
Oh.
Indigo's like, yas, crepes.
Oh boy, yeah, we're getting a little framey over here in Kaza OSP. What else is new?
I watched
yes,
The Thing.
there's a wedding.
I think we've talked about this, though.
What'd you say?
I watched The Thing.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I think you talked about that in the podcast.
I think I did on the
Yeah.
podcast, yeah. But we haven't streamed in a while, so I haven't
Yeah.
really brought it up. You guys, it's so good. It's so creepy, and obviously the practical effects are a big part of that. But I think the thing that actually makes it really work is how it doesn't answer all of its own questions. Like, especially with modern horror movies, a lot of them are kind of enamored with, like, making sure that it's a mystery that's unraveled at the end. Like, we learn everything that was going on, and at the end, everything makes sense. And I think the reason why The Thing sticks in people's heads is it answers some of its questions. Like, at one point in the movie, we do know conclusively who is a thing and who is not. But that's like a 5-minute interval before everything gets all confusing again. And
Yeah.
even the ending is ambiguous. Like, when I
Yeah.
was tweeting it, there were basically a bunch of people pointing out that in the ending, it's not clear if either or both of the survivors are also a thing.
Huh.
By the way, this movie's really hard to talk about. It ruins my vocabulary.
Playing Among Us, but turning off the, the thing where if you yeet them out, it doesn't tell
Oh
you if
yeah.
they were
Confirm
imposters.
Yeah.
eject.
Exactly. Honestly, like, watching The Thing really made me realize, like, wow, Among Us just fully ripped, like, half of its stuff from this movie.
Which is why
They,
it's great.
The things sabotaged the lights twice in that movie, and I was like, okay, I get it. Oh, it's so good.
You guys are on Apple Music, right?
Oh yeah, we're on everything.
Well, Apple Podcast, but
Apple Podcasts.
Also, I love these little vases as seen in some of the art is where they store the magic blue spooky water. And there's a little squid over here that
Spooky.
when I swam by, it was like, oh nope, back to my house. Enjoy your house, Mr. Squid. I will not bother you. I'm looking for spooky magic water.
Cleo is sus.
Cleo sus.
She's like, ooh, fish.
Sell us
would
to Satan
kill a
for one
human
corn chip.
if she thought it was expedient to her.
Cleo would be great at Among Us because she does not care. We played so we were playing that this past weekend with some friends, and there was this one round where, first of all, my least favorite round of the game, I was doing a task, you know, so like one of the imposters vents in, kills me, vents out. Right as he leaves, the other imposter vents in and reports my body, and I was just like,
That's
Both
brilliant.
greens. Both greens.
Both greens, yes, both were greens. And I'm just sitting there because we're playing. So we had video on, but you know you can't talk obviously, and well it was muted, and then you would unmute to discuss, but
Right.
you can't talk if you're dead. So I'm just sitting there glaring at the screen, and everyone's like, I have no idea who did it, guys. What? I'm like, great.
Okay.
Thank
Cyan's
you.
just like staring daggers.
We were playing with some of the high school crew, and the way we should be doing that is muted unless we're discussing, but we just kind of don't do that. We sort of use the honor system, just kind of like talk about stuff while we're playing. It is a little hard for me to resist the urge to go ha when I get murdered, so it's a bit of a tell. But usually I justify with like, don't worry guys, I tripped, and then they find my body like 10 minutes later. But there was one round where one of my friends murdered me in electrical, and then I don't think she self-reported, but I think then a meeting got called, and everyone was like sounding off where they were, and she was like, I was in electrical, and I was just like, yeah, you fucking were. How dare you?
I think
That's
quoted
great.
the night from our last game that we played was, it was down to blue and 2 other people, neither of whom are green.
Oh, that's right. I remember this. Yeah.
They're just sitting there, and Blue's like, okay, where'd you find the body? And one girl A was like, oh, it was here. And Blue's like, oh, so you were there? And girl A was like, yeah. And Blue goes, okay, girl B, where were you? And she's like, in med bay. He's like, what were you doing in med bay? And she was like, just being in med bay. We're like, oh,
It's like
good one.
an acceptable answer would have been doing medbay, and that would have been fine.
No, but just chilling in med bay. Just felt like it. Good place to chill.
Yeah.
Like, different round, but that same friend who casually murdered me and took my place in electrical. Blue, you were actually the imposter that round, and you'd killed her, but she hadn't been paying attention, I guess, because she thought I'd killed her.
Oh, that's right.
And what ended up happening is, like, it was like a fucking movie. I run into the room, I find her body, I'm mashing the report button when 2 other people round the corner and see me standing over her corpse. And we're just, like, talking about, like, and I'm like, guys, I know how it looks. I was mashing the report button, it wasn't responding, I didn't kill her, I came up from electrical, I found her like this, and they were like, okay.
It's bullshit. I didn't do it.
Yeah, and then, like, the next round, that friend was like, just so everyone knows, I'm invisibly haunting the person who killed me, and I hope they feel really bad about it. And I was like, that's funny. And then when Blue murdered me up in the tree room, I found that her ghost was just chilling with me, and she was like, oh, update, I think I was haunting the wrong person. It's like, yeah, you think? I couldn't believe it. I was like, I was ostracized, innocent, but disbelieved.
For the people asking, yes, at least Blue and I do tend to play our color aliases when playing Among Us.
Me too.
And to the question that I didn't get to answer earlier, one of the greens who killed me was indeed playing as green. So
Yeah.
the other one was pink.
Also, one of my favorite things in this game is in this part, when you get to the surface, you can look into the sky and be like, excuse me, what the fuck is that?
That's where Journey takes place.
That's where Journey takes place. It's up on that big old triangle. Gosh.
That's where the garbage is.
That's where the garbage is. Yeah, I
maybe
mean,
if
you look at
maybe
it.
if you swim far enough down and jump up, you can just land on there.
Real big jump.
Big jump. Ugh,
I'm sorry, it's
Oh,
getting a little chuggy over there
it's
Yeah.
in
what
Streamsville.
it is. So
Also, go ahead.
How many people have been out and about and heard Christmas music already? Just me? Is it just me? Please tell me it's not just me.
I haven't been out and about. There's a plague going on.
Fair. I work.
I know.
But
Technically, I work too, but
No,
I
I
don't
know.
work in a job building.
you do both work. I just happen to work in a building.
Yeah.
Still.
Red, tell me more about your job at Place.
Yeah.
Doing thing.
My job at Place doing thing. Yeah, it's going great. I love doing job at Place.
I plan on if I remember, posting the BDG video. It's November 8th to Twitter on November 8th.
Oh, yeah.
I'll probably
Have you
forget.
guys watched his most recent video?
The Eldritch
The-
Horror one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
'Cause- And I wondered, how did I get all this money wired into my bank account from me? And then I realized, I'm my own boss.
And you got me too.
Oh god, BDG, his talents are many. I did not know that art house horror was one of them.
Listen, I would I would just copy and paste Excel sheets. If I was getting $20,000 a month, I wouldn't care. It's just like, as long as I had in writing that I thought I was doing work so that people can't come for me later, don't look a gift horse in the mouth.
Once you're done, then you can report it to the FBI.
Yes, exactly. Just like build up a little nest egg, retirement money,
Secret bank account, and then be like, hey, FBI, this crazy thing happened 18 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was under the impression, but then, like, when I went to get their number for tax report... No, because he said they gave him a number for tax reporting purposes. So, see, there's no problems at all. And as far as I know, it's entirely legal, and I want to make that money.
Oh, gosh, yeah. Oh, Brian.
Brian.
I love that the newest trend in the Unraveled videos is just Brian decides to do something really stupid for a week, and then at the end of it he realizes that it was dumb and he shouldn't have done it. Or in the case of reading all of the Halo books, an entire year.
Someone wants to know why didn't I join him. He didn't leave a link. I checked. I read through the entire description. There was no link.
That's deep research. No one reads the description.
Well, the description was something like, why don't you join me? Like,
oh yeah, it's copied and
repeat.
pasted to infinity.
Yeah, and I read through the whole thing. I found the bottom.
That's how we know that no one reads the description, is because we keep getting emails asking us for sources. We post our sources in the description.
Well, sometimes. I don't usually
then there's
do that.
like with the myth videos, like you talk about the works that you're referencing, so like
I do.
Yeah, so you're leaving it all like in the video, whereas I'm like, oh yeah, yada yada yada. And it's like, here's a book that confirms that. You're like, yeah, so in this myth it says, and it's like,
well,
wherever
it's like
local
in this
myths are sold, go find it.
Well, it's like in this myth as told by this guy.
Yeah.
It's like the only difficulty there is spelling Hesiod or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes it's like, I watched your video and I would love to hear sources. Well, as stated in my video, my sources are these primary sources translated by somebody I trust.
Yeah.
Have fun reading them again.
Yeah.
Oh, Yellow's here.
Hey.
Yellow,
Hey, dude.
what's up?
Woo!
Woo!
How you doing?
Got Yellow in the chat. We got Indigo in the chat. All the colors be in the chat.
Yellow,
Everyone's
our
covered up
resident
us.
expert on all things medieval, Scandinavian.
And Scandinavian
Icelandic.
and medieval.
Yeah.
Medieval Scandinavian.
You can catch him on twitch.tv/ludohistory. Ludo as in the character from Harry Potter, Ludo Bagman, whose name is Sports Bagman. Or games,
What?
really.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
In Harry Potter 4, when they go to the World
the
World Cup, the Quidditch World Cup.
He's
the
also
guy
in the
who-
Triwizard Tournament.
Okay.
You just haven't gotten to that
Yeah,
part yet.
the guy who's organizing it, his name is Ludo Bagman, which is just Latin for Games Bagman.
Fred and George make a bet with him.
Yeah, they get hella money off that. But
Or
anyway, yeah.
do they?
Or do they? Yeah, but anyway, twitch.tv/ludohistory. You can catch Yellow next week, as we will be playing through some Assassin's Creed Valhalla
That's next
on stream.
Oh boy!
And 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Wait. Whichever one the 11th is, because the 10th I'm gonna play it, the 11th I'm gonna stream it, and then also the 12th and the 13th. No, that's next week. That's next week. I can count. I'm an adult. It's
that's
next
more
week.
Than 7
Yeah.
days from now.
Next week, me and Yellow, and you guys too, if you want to join. We're gonna be having a ball talking about all the things that are great and not so great and even worse with Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
Yep. Oh, and real quick to the people in chat asking, I haven't read much of Lore Olympus. It does look very interesting, and the comic creator actually follows us on Twitter, so
Yeah.
there's some crossover there. Yeah, at Used Band-Aid, the creator of Lore Olympus, which is, I think, getting turned into a cartoon by the Jim
Whoa.
Henson Company.
Yeah.
Which is-
No!
That's incredible for a
amazing.
webcomic. But yeah, I'm
Oh,
really
dream.
stoked for that. It looks like a really
Big
sweet
shark.
love story. I just have trouble with the upload schedule. That's the only thing that's kind of kept me away from it. That's all.
Ah.
Also, the main appeal, which is that everyone is hot, doesn't super affect me on the same level.
Wait,
it might
everyone's
otherwise
supposed to be
affect one of the
hot?
others. In Lore Olympus, I think that is some of the appeal.
I mean,
Like,
I've read Lore Olympus. I just thought they were like. I only got as far as the fact that they were color coded.
well, see, that's what I noticed too. I was like, they're color coded, and then I see people being like, "Oh yeah, Dominatrix Hera," and I'm like, "Where are you getting that
Oh,
from?"
dear.
Because she wears pants again? What is this, 1845?
Just let us wear pants.
Yeah, Jesus. It's not always a big deal, although yes, I really do like the whole women in suits aesthetic. I'm just saying. You don't need to assume stuff about the person just because she's wearing a suit or pants in general.
I think the place we were actually looking for your suit had women's power suits as well, but
Yeah, but that's
Please.
like a really
Please.
fancy tailoring company that I would not ask the rest of the groomsmaid
Yes,
party to spend
true.
that money on.
But
Okay,
I
but
was-
actually, do send me that link for future reference.
will do.
Will do.
Thank you. I need a power suit, man. I really need something that says, "Hey, everybody, I'm wearing pants today."
Like, the thing is, I do actually own, like, suits, most of which I've owned since high school, but I haven't. You can ask people who have known me since high school. Apparently, I don't look like I've changed since I've gotten my braces off in 8th grade, which is fun. But, so I do own suits, but I don't ever wear them, because the place I work is a fairly, like, you still have to look nice, but we work in labs, so it's pretty casual. You don't wear a suit to go put on a lab coat and possibly spill compounds on you.
Yeah.
So,
That's a shame.
yeah, so I own them, and now they're just in a bag, under the bed, never to be seen. Secret suits.
All right, if anyone has like thalassophobia, look away for the next like 2 minutes, because this part, the music is great, but the visuals, oh boy, this is the part of the game I don't like. But oh man, Austin kills it on the music in this one. It's called all of the tracks in this game are either named after lines from the Enuma Elish, or they are types of aquatic species, which is really cool. So this one is named after the species of like giant blue whales. Hold on, I'm waiting for the part that I don't like. Wait for it, wait for
Do
it.
you want me to hold it for you?
No, it's fine, I'm good. I'm just gonna not look. It's cool.
Okay.
I'm gonna look down at the stream. We're great. We're having a grand old time. But oh boy, they do such a great job with the music on this one. Oop, glomp the big fish. Oh boy, not gonna like what happens in 2 seconds here.
3, 2. Oh, nope.
Oh, did they?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
No, because it's when the music goes.
No, hold on, it's gonna happen in a second. It's the big one. That's big boy.
I still don't know what we're talking about, so.
Big whales. Yep,
Come on,
that
there
one.
it is.
Oh god.
creepy.
Ah!
Oh, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the big whale.
Hey, Chief.
It's still there.
I know, but it's close now, so it's okay. Oh god, I hate that.
Come on, show me the big whale, dang it. Come on, stream.
Oh.
Catch up.
It big.
Hey, Matt Nava, creative director of Giant Squid Games and creative director of Abzu. No thanks.
Dang. Well, I just saw
No
a big whale
thanks.
eat an entire school of fish. Does that count?
That
Is
was
what-
it.
Yay!
That was it.
Oh, it's so gentle though. Look at
It
those
is
tiny
big,
eyes.
and I am small, and I do not like. My mom just texted, "This is the stuff of nightmares for Blue." Yes, Mom.
Aw.
Indeed it is.
I like how we're getting side commentary through like 3 separate channels.
Yeah.
Oh boy, okay, now we're at the bottom. We're good, we can touch bottom.
Down, down, down to the bottom of the sea.
Oh boy, I have a headache now.
Do you want?
No, it's fine. It's like the kind of buzzy headache as opposed to the yeah. And then there's like the landmines that suddenly become part of the gameplay now.
Do we have to add the fact that we're getting married to your like frequently asked questions? Because it's like every 10 minutes I look over and it's like, wait, he's getting married?
They'll
Everyone.
live.
Oh,
I think
Cyan,
they'll
the car
deal.
alarm.
Oh, sorry, I'll turn that off. It's not the actual car alarm. It's the alarm that reminds us we need to move the car, which is at 8 p.m.
Ah, how confusing.
Well, you see, we live in a urban area, which we live in a building that does not have parking, which is not that surprising. A lot of buildings in urban areas don't have parking, but we do have a car, which means we can street park the car during the day, but where we live does not allow street parking overnight. So you have to then move it to the parking lot, which for us is right across the street from where we street park it
Yeah.
at 8 p.m. You
It's
can't
like-
park it there much before 8 p.m. because it's metered parking until
Yeah.
8 p.m. It's
Yeah.
fun.
There's something charming to absurd regulations in small municipalities. It's what I imagine
Same.
all of France is like.
I gotta say, I really like driving. I hate parking so much.
Yeah. Oh, I got buzzed.
The worst thing.
Neat. Pika Pika. I've been watching the old 90s Pokemon on Netflix again, which is always a good time. But I
Oh,
forgot
boy.
how annoying Ash was. I mean, Red and Blue already heard my rant about this, but like,
A
there's
little
that
bit.
whole episode where he's like, wait, but I have 2 badges! And then they go to the school in that one episode and they're like, oh, so you're a beginner. Our beginners are the equivalent of having 3 badges. And it's like, oh my gosh. I forgot how annoying they were.
Yeah,
Still good though. Still fun.
I like totally missed the boat on Pokemon as a kid.
No,
Same.
same.
I didn't see it, and then by the time I like had the option to see it, I wasn't into it. So
Yeah, I watched the show a lot as like a second or third grader when I had a TV in my room, which was a bad idea. And then I never played the games or the cards or anything like that because I got way into Yu-Gi-Oh, which was an even worse
oh,
mistake.
fuck yeah! No, Yu-Gi-Oh is a lifestyle, man. Oh, no, wait,
That's where I got my
we can't have
accurate assessment of what all of Egyptian mythology is like.
I have not gotten to Squirrel Squad yet. I'm sorry, Indigo.
We can't have the Yu-Gi-Oh Season 0 discussion because Indigo's not here to chime in. I mean, she's in the chat, but it's not the same.
Well,
But,
every podcast will almost get to the Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 discussion and then put it off.
Every time. It's like,
Yeah.
tune in next episode to see if we'll finally get to that thing you're here to watch. Which is
Indigo just starts,
coincidentally...
sweating nervously when we get to the end of the podcast because she knows the Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 discussion is coming. Has a hand on the buzzer of, instant, in case of emergency, Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 kill switch.
I think that Yu-Gi-Oh is very charming. I think it's also very stupid.
Big whale.
But I don't know. I have a lot of affection for it.
Can I grab? Ah, buddy, we're going on a ride.
This only applies to original Yu-Gi-Oh, by the way. I don't care about any of the sequels. I've heard that 5Ds is kind of good, but I don't have the time for that kind of thing.
Yeah, I didn't really get into Yu-Gi-Oh! My cousins were really into Pokemon, and we spent a lot of time with them, so we were really into Pokemon. And one of my sisters, who we'll refer to as Sister A, because there's 3 of them. So Sister A, we would sometimes play this,
I found the squid.
Nice. It was like a Pokemon, battle game where you would pick 6 Pokemon and battle the other person's 6 Pokemon. And she was the most annoying, because I would pick, the Pokemon I liked, which Onyx has always been my ride or die. And she would just make 6 Dittos her team every single time. Every single time.
Wait, is this Sister A?
Yeah, this is Sister A. And I was just like, so the problem is, though, that's not a good strategy. Because sure, you can bother the other person by just turning into whatever they have, but if the other person just has, different types, then they can just use that to kill you over and over and over again. But also, it was so freaking annoying.
Cyan, know that I love you and you are my everything, but that's real tough talk coming from the person who plays Kirby in Smash.
Listen!
Watching you!
Listen! Leave me alone!
I will say, I'm terrible to play, the actual Yu-Gi-Oh card game with.
Indigo plays Bandana Chew!
I mean, clearly you and Sister A are sisters because it is the same fundamental ethos
Yeah.
underlying both strategies.
Oh, Lord.
I'm
yeah,
sorry, was that too much?
It's fine. No, it's beautiful. But yeah, I'm terrible to play the actual card game with because the person I'm playing with will be like, okay, I'm gonna set a card face down, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna end my turn, and I'll be like, not so fast, Kaiba! You've activated my trap card. It's just, that's the only fun way to play it. The game itself isn't that fun.
I'm in
Make a meal
danger.
out of it. Well, while Blue gets murdered in the next hour or so.
It's fine. I wouldn't murder on stream. That would have
Yeah, of course
evidence. We don't leave evidence. We're smarter than that. We've watched crime documentaries.
Cyan, would you like to shoot me now or wait till you get home?
I mean, we're home.
Oh no.
This is our house, which is not a house. It is an apartment.
Oh boy.
But yeah, anyway. So what's everyone's Smash? Because mine's Kirby.
Noshing on a Twix right now. One sec.
Weird Smash main choice, but that's fair.
Hey!
You usually play... Link or Falcon.
Link or, Pit.
Oh, Pit.
Yeah.
Oh god, Pit.
Yeah.
I mean Ike. He's simple. He's easy.
I like
him.
Pit because I like Pit because I am my own worst enemy, and being able to fly is immensely helpful in this regard. But I don't really play Smash. Because I'm bad at it.
No, it's because we don't own it.
And we also don't own it. But
I like
even
Ike
with our
because
friend,
I hit like a
one of
train.
the Greens, who is really good at Smash, but insists he is not. He is a liar. Who is really good at Smash.
He's good, like, compared to us who don't play Smash.
Yeah.
He's not good compared to, like, people who play Smash as, like, their thing.
Yeah.
But, like, he can run with the big boys. He might be left behind, but he can run.
I'll get you a copy of Smash Ultimate. I have Smash Ultimate, and
I
I want
know.
to play with people.
We could get it. We have the technology.
I know, and it would be fun because then I could play with people who aren't like CPUs.
Okay, maybe we get Smash.
Aw.
This is actually a conversation that we have fairly
This is a
regularly. 'cause
conversation
I
because-
actually
yeah.
do enjoy Smash, but I'm really bad at it because I don't play it a lot. Not that, like, I don't know. I feel like we come across as people who play games a lot more often than we actually do.
Yeah, we honestly
because
don't.
Every time we stream, it's like playing a game.
It's like, oh, that's my game for the week. Time
Uh.
to go watch YouTube of Tomska doing unspeakable things.
Carmen San Diego season 3, which we haven't
Carmen
started
San
yet.
Diego, we're gonna get
Yes,
on that.
yes,
and
do
Castlevania
it!
season 2,
Yes, and
which we're gonna
Castlevania
get on.
season 2. The problem with me and Castlevania is, like, I don't want to just sit down and watch an episode of Castlevania. Either we're
Yeah.
sitting down and watching the whole season, or we're not watching Castlevania. So
Yeah, it's best taken as like the whole thing.
Carmen San Diego, on the other hand, is perfect episodic-wise.
I just
But it's also great to binge.
I get really bad secondhand cringe, and the whole like season 2 arc with
Poor Devino.
Devino, like that was really hard.
La Femme Rouge.
Oh, La Femme Rouge!
I'm like,
I-
just let him be happy.
No, Devino isn't allowed to be happy.
No, let him be happy. He's just doing his best.
So yeah.
Well, I mean,
we'll
we're
watch season 3
because
because season 3 of
Oh
Carmen
no,
San
I
Diego.
love Jules. Jules deserves
love
everything
Jules.
good.
Jules deserves the
Jules
world.
is amazing.
But
Jules is also usually given like the good end of the stick, so
That's
it's fine.
true. Well, it's
I-
because Jules uses her brain.
yeah.
Devino has one brain cell and it's stuck on the La Femme Rouge button.
And it
He
might have
lost his brain cell to Carmen. It was the brain cell
And
caper.
crashing cars.
I,
Yeah.
the brain
The
cell
great brain
caper.
cell caper.
Or after he fell on the front of his car, it went like skidding off somewhere across the Atlantic, and he has to go
The
find
first
his one
time.
missing brain cell.
Actually, okay, quick question for you guys.
Yeah.
A lot of the fan base is of the opinion that Carmen San Diego and Jules have the best chemistry in the show. What are your thoughts on this ship?
I haven't really been looking into the chemistry of the show.
Oh, that's fair.
I don't know. I haven't really thought about that. I feel like the only person that I really
Oh,
want to be
fuck.
happy is like
Ow.
Jules and also like Ivy. I just want Ivy to be happy.
Oh, absolutely.
I just hope that player is doing well in school.
Which like
You think Player goes to school?
yeah,
He
I
says,
do.
he says that he has homework.
Well, but like he's also always on call for their capers and stuff.
Yeah,
he's never
because-
like, sorry guys, I'm in chemistry.
Sorry, that like so the school that I went to, we had like kids
Oh,
who would just do like IT for the school. That's just what they did. Like they'd have like a study hall and just do IT. And like I just imagine that's like kind of Player's relationship. Like he's the kid that like goes to class and pretends to be reading something on his laptop while doing his math homework so that he doesn't have to do it when he gets home.
That tracks.
And maybe they just plan the capers for around his school hours. You
Yeah.
know? Their time zones can work out like that.
We can't do a caper from 8 to 3 Eastern time.
Well, no, because he lives in.
He lives in
Canada.
he lives in fuck.
I thought it was Ontario.
Was it?
He's right near
Yeah.
Niagara Falls, right?
Yeah, I don't know which city that is because honestly all of the Canadian cities are Great Lakes cities, which like for America that narrows it down because like there are only a handful of Great Lakes cities in America. With Canada, it's like okay, so the only missing options are like fucking Calgary and Vancouver if they're not in the Great Lakes. But I
But
think
either way, they plan
Yeah.
around his school schedule. Canon. I mean, it's not canon, but now it's canon.
glass cannon where you make up a cannon but it's not supported by facts.
What glass cannon is.
Anyway,
But like that could be a fun like that seems like the name of a trope on Trope Talks where
glass
it's like
cannons.
No, glass cannon does mean something. Although
no, I
it's-
know it's the characters I play in D&D, but like
Ah,
there
yes.
should be a word for like when you make up a cannon and shout out cannon, but like it's not.
We usually call that like a fan cannon.
I guess.
fanon.
Fair enough.
Cannon, head cannon, etc.
Yeah,
etc.
yeah. But
That
yeah.
exists in the fandom part of the internet, which I
Yes.
guess you're not part of.
no.
Yeah, you're not missing much. It's mostly just drama and weird conspiracy theories.
And DeviantArt.
Yeah, lots of deviant art.
Yeah.
Some really good art though.
Yeah,
like,
no, a lot
there's
of
a lot
good
of
art.
talented people in there. Yeah.
But a lot of bad art too.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
One of my favorite videos on YouTube is the College Humor Tumblr CEO, where Brennan Lee Mulligan finds out that all of Tumblr is pornography.
The frog.
Oh god. I've seen bigger. Where? Tumblr? Go to hell.
Ever since the great titty ban of December of 2018, Tumblr just hasn't been the same.
Oh no, the shark!
The Shork. It's okay. He
Not
gets
the
better.
Shork.
We played this game before.
Yeah, and he gets
like
better.
7 times.
And he gets better.
I know. I'm just reacting to the thing that's
Fair
happening.
enough. Fair enough.
Oh no!
Like this and Journey, I feel like are the 2 games we played the most.
Yes.
They are kind of the go-tos. They're just very soothing.
It's
Yeah.
like, I want to show someone a game. Have you heard of these 2 games scored by Austin Wintory and designed by like the same exact team of people almost?
Austin, from the bottom of my heart, please do another game with these people because I need some new content.
No, he is. The Pathless. It comes out this year. It was supposed to come out last year and then it didn't.
Well, this year's almost over.
It's coming out in December.
Oh,
Woo.
birthday gift. For me, not for you.
Birthday gift for science.
Oh,
Something else
crushing.
for Blue to talk about.
Yay!
Woo!
There's also, okay, so there's the games that I'm excited for the rest of this year. There's Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is a love-hate relationship that will haunt me until
Yeah.
the end of my days.
That one's like that's like a Batman Joker thing you've got going on
Yeah,
there.
like, I don't know what my purpose would be without it.
But you also can't really comprehend it. That's why you keep coming back.
Oh,
Oh.
hell yeah.
Oh,
Yo!
that was such an interesting glitch.
Oh my god, I didn't know there was a dive roll animation. Holy shit. Oh, we're in it now, boys. Let's go. But there's Assassin's Creed Valhalla. There's that other Ubisoft game, Immortals Phoenix Rising, the dumbest name ever, which they had to change because the original title was Gods and Monsters, and they got sued by Monster Energy Drink, so they had to change it.
There's some things about that game.
Yeah, it's a Breath of the Wild clone.
It's a Breath of the Wild clone.
With
like,
more
even-
RPG elements. With more
It does.
RPG elements.
It's not like just straight up exactly a clone, but it has so many things in common, up to and including like the particle effects they use for the magic and like the spinning attacks, and it like if you look at it and you squint, even the body language of the character kind of mirrors Link. Like your flying thing in that are like wings, right? They're like Daedalus's wings.
Yeah.
But you kind of hang below them like the hang glider animation, so your legs are down so you can land on the ground. So if you're just kind of looking at it, you're like, that doesn't really look like I'm flying. It kind of looks like I'm like falling slowly.
Well,
And it makes
there
more
are
sense
two-
if you look at Breath of the
There are 2
Wild.
modes of flying. One is the gliding ability, but then you actually get an ability to just like fully fly.
Is it
I'm
wrong?
just saying, like,
I know. You're not wrong. There are definitely a lot of similarities, but it's it's not a copy paste. And honestly, given so many open world games have been copying Ubisoft's formula, I feel like it's only fair that they get
Fair.
one. They get
Here's
they
the-
get one pass.
here's the thing. That's true, and I don't think it's going to be a bad game. I think that the more it rips from Breath of the Wild, the better, because Breath of the Wild's a good game.
Yeah.
But like, then I was looking this up because I was like, I can't be the only person who's noticed this, right? And I was like looking up articles, and there was an article from like I don't remember which production guy on the game who was talking about it, who was like, oh, that's so interesting that people are paralleling it with Breath of the Wild. I suppose we'll take it as a compliment. And I was like, don't be fucking coy. Breath of the Wild was the hottest shit in the world for a solid year. You know what that game looks like.
Honestly, it's still
So-
pretty hot.
Still pretty hot. Still hot.
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, no, absolutely.
No, but
Which
no,
makes
yeah.
that
No.
vibe just so
Like-
much more like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. No,
Oh,
that was
Breath
a little.
of the Wild? I've never heard of it, but it looks like it's a very good game.
Yeah.
Sounds like a very handsome kind of game. Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
No, definitely. So there's that, and then there's the Pathless, which is basically like, what if Journey was an archery game? And I am about that. No, it's sorry. It's what if Journey was an archery game in the woods with the fucking kaiju from Shadow of the Colossus, and I am
Oh, fuck
for
yeah.
that.
Tentative? Ooh.
Oh yeah,
Tentative
I remember
Ooze.
seeing the demo for that a while.
Yeah. Oh, it looks so cool.
Listen, I just
Um,
want more games where I get to fulfill my deep-seated desire to be a ranger. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Cyan, boy, do I have the game for you.
I know. Our DM, Green, would tell you that the character I play in our D&D campaign is the much grumpier and much more petulant, but
still deep-seated rangerness that I am in real life. I'm not very good at like playing close by, like especially in like video games and stuff like that. I don't do great like in melee things because I tend to hit the wrong buttons because we switch between PlayStation and Switch a lot, and they use different buttons for different things. Yeah. So I tend to mess up the melee commands. So it's if you're like playing Breath of the Wild and you go to shoot something and you accidentally pull out your sword, like it's not gonna be the end of the world. But if you go to pull out your sword because you're meleeing and you pull out your bow, you're gonna have a bad day, you know.
Yeah.
Speaking of, the last game that I'm very excited for is the Zelda Hyrule Warriors, which is the Breath of the Wild prequel, Age of Calamity. That one looks awesome.
When does that come out?
December 12th, I think.
It's kind of weird to me that this Hyrule Warriors game is suddenly going to be like plot relevant because as I understood it, Hyrule Warriors was just kind of like, hey, it's Dynasty Warriors, but we reskinned it. Have fun. And now it's like, no, this is going to tell you vital information about Ganon and the rise of Calamity Ganon. And look, it's all these characters, but they're young. How crazy. It's like, wait, I need to pay attention to this? So.
It's like someone in the pitch meeting is like, okay, let me pitch you this option. Breath of the Wild, but it's 100 years ago, so that we can make Impa hot. And then the executives are like, done! Built!
Isn't that what they tried to do in this one, even though she was like a... Oh, no, not Impa. Sorry, I'm thinking about what's her face.
Paya?
No.
I don't know. I don't remember the side characters that well.
Wait, do you mean the one who got de-aged?
Mipha.
Oh, Mipha.
Mipha.
I hate what they did with Mipha. I don't like anything about the scenes that Mipha's in. She's like a super typical, like, oh, Link. Like, you know how... You know when the Game Grumps do a woman's voice? That's exactly what Mipha sounds like.
I noticed that in the actual, like, game, in the one flashback where she's like, every time I would heal your wounds. And I was like, oh, God.
And every time we touch, we get this feeling. And every time we kiss, I swear we can it's like...
Because I'm a ghost, and I'm a dead.
Yeah, so not a fan of what they did with old Meefs. But the new game looks fun. And it seems like it'll actually use like the Dynasty Warrior style of game of like, you are just a tank demolishing everything to great effect. And then it's kind of like, it retroactively makes Breath of the Wild make more sense because it's like, Link, the hero of time, who could have just like annihilated this army after spending 100 years in a get well chamber, like can maybe fight a bokoblin if he plays his cards right.
Yeah. Actually, quick question. Which I don't remember the name of the other, like, one of the 4 heroes, but the really ass-kicking one with the lightning thingy. Her.
Oh, okay. So there's Urbosa, who's the one you're thinking
of.
Who is the coolest?
She's fun.
Yeah, I was like, I feel like they took all the coolness they could have put in Mipha, and they just made Urbosa like just insanely cool instead.
Yeah. So the characters are Daruk, who is like the Goku character of like, there's no problem that Daruk can't eat or punch his way out of.
Well,
there's Mipha, who's like the standard, like, oh, Master Link, yada yada yada, whatever. There's Urbosa, who kicks all the ass in the world, and then there's Rivali, the disaster gay, and he's great.
Fucking Rivali. Well, it's like, it's not like I like you or anything, you suck and I hate you. Here, take my superpower and also my soul. Get out of my sight. It's like,
I don't have a better option, but I'm gonna hate you while I do it.
Yeah.
Just been like, I've been celebrating this for 100 years.
Yeah, real quick, back to Abzu. The thing I really like about this part of the game is that as we go in, the game gets older, so we're in like clearly ancient ruins, and the fish that are in here are all prehistoric fish. So like, let me see if I can find one. That's another Gar. Jesus Christ. Like this little boy Tiktaalik there's a really famous Tiktaalik fossil that was uncovered somewhere. There's an Anomalocaris in here. That's another Tiktaalik. Good God.
The Tiktaalik was the big one that a lot of people know.
Helicoprion is like an ancient type of shark with like a double articulating jaw and a saw blade on its face. That's rad. And then there's a bunch of other cool stuff. So it's cool that like the game gets older as we get back into like the most ancient part of this civilization. I just think that's neat.
I think it's neat. Someone said I love ravioli. I too love ravioli. Not as much as tortellini.
Yeah. Ravioli wishes it was tortellini.
Listen, like, I get why people like ravioli. It's cool. But, like, I feel like just tortellini has a better cheese to pasta ratio. It's got more texture. It's got, like, more oomph. If I had to pick a pasta.
Is for.
I mean, mac and cheese, I don't know. I like mac and cheese, but like, you know, you can have a good mac and cheese, but you can also have bad mac and cheese. And,
Oh,
like,
definitely. No,
I
I
used
mean
to
good
think that
mac
there
and
was
cheese.
no bad mac and cheese, and now that I've
No.
seen the
There's bad
bad
mac and
side of
cheese.
mac and cheese, mostly in college, you know,
Yeah.
Big
yeah.
turtle.
I tried a
Or
small
Kelly,
amount of boxed mac and
Or
cheese
go
once, and I was like, wow, no wonder some people think this is, like, not a food that they like. Because this is terrible. This isn't cheese. Yeah.
Also, one thing that you will notice about Abzu is that the fundamental, like, puzzle-solving gameplay is connecting two chords into a central thing. First it was the chains, then it was the underwater, like, pipes, and then it's, like, these little magic water thingies. It's funny that it's always at the same puzzle of, like, connect these two things into this thing, and then a door opens. It's like, giant Squid Games, I see you. I see you. Oh, this part of the game rules, because it's super pretty. This is my favorite part of the game. In case it wasn't clear.
Is this your favorite part of the game?
You know?
It might
It
be.
just might be. It just might be. Because, like, there's trees. And there's birds in here. How the fuck did birds get in here?
Oh, where'd you put the bread?
The bread?
Yeah, the bread I made yesterday.
Oh, it's in the fridge. I put it in a Tupperware because I
okay.
didn't want to leave it out.
Nice.
Cyan made some really good bread.
I made cranberry orange bread, and if you follow my Instagram, then you will know that I accidentally flipped it into the oven. So
Oh
it's
my
very
God.
ugly. I waited. It was going super well. You know, let's like. Sometimes I get like really motivated to like
Just one
bake
dive.
things first in the morning, and then I'm like, yeah, I am hella domestic, even though like, arguably not. But I'm like, yeah, look at me. I woke up early and I baked some stuff. That's like,
Yep.
yeah, that's pretty cool. And then
Let's
I went to
display.
pull it out, and my wrist was just like, hey, what if you just flip?
Oh no!
Oh, God.
I went to get the plesiosaurus and I got the anomalocaris.
But yeah, so follow my Instagram to see mostly when I bake good things, and then
Yeah.
occasionally when I flip
Elasmosaur.
bread into our oven. It still turned out fine because it was mostly cooked, so it's just like smashed, but it's still bread.
Lord.
I've said a lot of dumb things in my years, but when I was playing this game with one of the Greens one time, I described the Elasmosaur as, it looks like a snake that ate a small sandwich. Because it's just like a snake with a little, like a little Subway sandwich in the middle. Tell me I'm wrong.
Snake that is fatter in the middle than it is the.
What if it was just a snake that ate a larger and smaller and fatter snake?
Yeah, that could work.
Topologically, aren't most things just small fat snakes?
Oh,
Russian nesting snakes.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Put that on an Indiana Jones movie.
Snakes all the way down. They did do that in an Indiana Jones movie.
Okay.
Oh, boo.
Yeah.
But are they Russian and do they nest?
No. But
Okay.
they're not what they're supposed to be either.
Okay.
It's like, oh yeah, Hindu cuisine, really known for its live snakes.
Yeah. Jeez.
Oh, Indiana
What's
Jones.
Cyan's Instagram? Well, it's a scavenger hunt, you see. First you need to find my Twitter.
Answer these riddles 3
And
and
then
then you
on
have
the Twitter,
access.
we'll tell you how to get to the Instagram. And then
You have to earn it. You gotta
Yeah.
earn it.
Yep. Just earned
you
a
could
place
also
in the
probably
ranks.
try to guess if if you search Cyan. I mean, I'm definitely not the first thing to show up, but I'm probably the only one that
I just threw the controller on the ground. It's okay.
it's probably the only one that has Blue from
Oh.
Foster's Home from Imaginary Friends giving finger guns as the profile picture.
Beautiful.
This is fun. I am enjoying this. This is what I wanted from these streams the first time, and then it turned into we were
Yeah.
answering all the super chat questions, and it was chaos, and we couldn't change the music volume, and it was chaos.
Yeah, it
I
was
really you
chaos.
can't hear it because we're talking and being loud and obnoxious, but the music in this part of the game is really good. Elasmosaurus Platyaris and whatever track comes after this one's really great.
How do you know the names of all these tracks
This
off
is
the
what-
top of your head?
This is what I like
Oh,
listen
yeah,
to
that's fair.
all the time when I do work. So usually I'm listening to the Journey soundtrack, the Abzu soundtrack, and another soundtrack called Transfigurations, which is it's a adaptation of the Journey soundtrack scored specifically for piano. It's only half an hour. It's like the greatest hits. It's really good. I bought a copy And because it was on YouTube and then it was off YouTube, I'm like, I'm just gonna get a copy. It's great, so I listen to that sometimes.
Didn't you buy a bunch of Gregorian chants one time?
Oh yeah.
Have you ever listened to those?
Sometimes. It's in a playlist called Medieval Vibes, but it's in Latin, so it's Medi Iwi Affecti.
I think my favorite thing is, so we share a Spotify account because I pay for Spotify because I use it all the time.
And I'm a leech.
Well, it doesn't make sense for us both to pay for Spotify.
Yeah.
Because it works out fine. Anyway, so every so often though, it will like, if we both have it set to online mode, it will like glitch, and if Blue opens up Spotify, it will start playing on his phone when I was playing on my phone. Totally fine. But then Blue will usually panic, close it, so resume playing on my phone, but whatever he started playing. So I'll be like driving the car, I was listening to like my It's a Bop playlist, and suddenly it's like pirate music from Assassin's Creed. And I have to like call him and be like, Blue, turn it to something else. I can't fix it right now.
Yeah. What are these trees planted into? This is just solid marble, guys. What the fuck? Yeah, so guilty of that. And then the last playlist that I've been using a lot of recently is a bunch of, like, piano covers of Zelda music from all of the games, like, compiled into one thing. And I have, like, 7 of those videos. They're, like, an hour apiece. And it's compiled into a playlist called Zelba, which I love. And, because it's just, my YouTube playlist is like, do you want to listen to Zelba? It's like, yes, I would love to listen to Zelba. And then in the playlist description, it is Zelba Muisk instead of music. I spelled it M-U-I-S-C.
Wasn't there something
because
else
I'm
you
insane.
spelled? Oh, webbing.
Oh yeah. Whenever I have to do anything about the wedding, I title it webbing.
Which is great and all. But
Then sometimes we search for wedding and don't find it because it's listed under webbing.
there's just so much paper involved
So much
in
paper.
weddings.
Huh.
It's just like,
Save the dates. Invitations. More stuff in the invitations.
you need to put like 4 pieces of paper in an invitation.
Wedding party cards.
Can't
menus.
you guys just go online?
Placards. Table cards. Programs. Envelopes.
Like, why do you need to know
What?
what's happening? You're not involved. What? They're not.
Just
If
show
you're
up and
sitting in
go
the
with
audience
it.
of a wedding, you don't need to know what's happening. You just need to sit there and then like clap whenever.
Just like, you may now kiss the bride. Just golf clap.
I expect that from you guys. Golf claps.
Oh, this part of the game rules.
Live stream the wedding.
No. Oh, this part of the game's great. Juxtaposed with my anxiety over golf clapping at my wedding.
Wedding was brought to you by Raid Shadowland.
No!
This wedding is sponsored by Raycon, coming in all these different colors. It's so discreet, you can even match it to your wedding gown.
It is telling that we've all just collectively memorized the pitches for this nonsense.
I actually do have Raycon earbuds. Well, I don't right now because I had to send them back because they broke.
But until they broke, they were great.
They're very useful because I work in a lab, and so I like to listen to music while I'm in the lab because I'm usually the only one in there, especially now because of COVID time. So I like to like have something playing, and it's really nice to not have a wire because what will happen if I have wired headphones is I'll put my phone down on the bench and I'll turn to walk away and I'll yeet my phone across the lab. Yeah. It's fun. Oh, someone said we should get our wedding sponsored by Honey. You're right. The browser extension that can save you money.
No.
Here's the thing about that. I actually have that browser extension. It has never in my life saved me
Oh,
money.
I actually also have it, but it has saved me money.
I
Not a
feel
lot
bad
of money.
because like whenever we have a company that we go through to get a lot of our sponsorships, because they usually reach out to companies who then reach out to YouTubers, and whenever they're like, hey, do you want to work on Honey? I'm like, it's never worked for me, fam. I can't in good conscience endorse this product.
It has actually worked for me, but you know what else has worked for me? RetailMeNot.com.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Honey
I'm the
will
kind
be
of
like-
person who like spends time Googling coupons because I'm like, well, what if I had to get shoes, and I was like, well, what if I can find a coupon for the shoes? And I did. I got free shipping and 15% off, but Honey didn't help me with that. Honey did not have it.
We try to be like straightforward and only endorse the products that we actually like. So like Squarespace is great.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying not to confuse the names. World Anvil and Campfire are both great. You know, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. So we
Did
try
you
not
finish
to
the game, or
inundate.
is it just, like,
no,
overly
there's more.
loaded?
That's not it. Audible, great. Also,
Audible's fun.
you can get a lot of audiobooks from your library, but sometimes it's finicky about like licensing, and you can only take out one at a time. LibriVox. Okay.
LibriVox is great.
Yeah.
Except for every chapter starts with, "This is a LibriVox recording. For more information or to volunteer." I've listened. That's honestly how I got through a lot of high school, because like a lot of books that are really, really dense, and like my stereotypical example for this is Crime and Punishment, which we had to read, I think, either my junior or senior year of high school.
Sorry.
It was actually fine, but the thing is, I couldn't read it, and I love to read, but I could not read that book, so I listened to it. And then I was like, oh, I totally understand what's going on. So yeah, if you have school books that you think are probably open domain, check out LibriVox, because they have a lot of free audio recordings, which are just really helpful, honestly.
I saw a review in The Economist the other day. I think it was The Economist. It was about Crime and Punishment, and it was like, Crime and Punishment, not a great book, decent travel guide for St. Petersburg.
Yeah, I actually didn't hate it. It was weird, but we read so many weird books in high school.
Yeah.
It, like, on the list of, like, I mean, we had to read that one, I think it was Kafka, the one with the bug.
The Metamorphosis.
Yeah, like, that one definitely was, that was the same year, that was definitely weirder.
This part of the game rules.
So.
I know I say that a lot, because this game rules. This is where you get to just, like, bap around with your shark pal. It's like, yeah.
Huh.
It is I am the shark boy.
If we run out of things to say, I'm just gonna start reading my favorite handles of people who follow me on Instagram, because I just would like you to know, anyone who does follow me on Instagram, I read your handles and I have favorites.
Oh my god.
Every once in a while, Cyan will read some of the new follows, and I'm like, these are the best people in the world.
Well, the person who just followed me was Ducks with a lot of U's.
Ducks!
Ducks!
Also, at Midnight Angelic, who has, like, a decent username, but also just went and liked, I think, every single post I have done ever.
It's always fun.
I like that this is, this is cool, because it starts in day, and then hold on, I'm trying to get to the surface so I can show you guys what's up here. You have to go, like, break the things. It's kind of whatever, sometimes it's finicky, but the cool part is, like, look at all that. It's like space and like cool mountains and shit and stars and I love it. What's up?
Nico's here too now. Hi, Nico.
Nico!
Can't stream at night. Too many people show
We
up.
cannot stream at night. This is a recipe for all of our friends getting in. Wait, can we read what your cousin sent us earlier about France? Oh my god, that was savage.
So my cousin is French. And she said, what, you want my impression of French? Eat a baguette and lose a world war. That's my impression of France.
That is
Bitch.
brutal. Devastating. God. Which, like, that's the thing. France, like, gets a rap for, like, oh, losing the World War and, like, oh, losing their empire. But, like, Britain lost the empire, too. And Britain didn't do that much hotter in, like, the, like, Wars 1 department. Like, sure, they did better in World War II, but, like, overall, like, there was that time where France owned all of Europe. And, like, people forget that happens. Like, I try to forget that happens because it means I have to talk about Napoleon, but, like, France gets ragged on too much for losing. That's my 2 cents on France.
Snake, ease off of France a little bit.
Oh, here's a fun one. Whoopsie Daisy is one of the fun ones that follows me. 32 gold teeth.
Women only have 31 gold teeth, according to Aristotle.
Yes.
Fucking Aristotle.
Well, that's kind of really funny, though, because I actually only had 2 top wisdom teeth, which is fun.
You are an edge case.
I actually currently am... So, there was a brief period of time where I had 3 more teeth on the top of my mouth than the bottom. I now have 1 less tooth on the bottom of my mouth than the top. So, it's fine. One day I will get that tooth back.
Aristotle's
Average
like,
woman
it
has-
looks like you have fewer teeth than the man, and someone in the 1500s like, que cosa?
What?
That doesn't sound right, but I don't know enough about women to dispute it.
One of my favorite sight gags in any video was the Aristotle is wrong and like his experiments, and it's Galileo on the fucking Tower of Pisa, and it's like, hey, Schifo, Aristotle, did you do a single experiment? Because Aristotle's like, yeah, objects of different masses fall differently. The heavier stuff falls first, and Galileo's like, boy, no.
It's heavier.
Aris-
A pound of
Steel.
steel or a pound of
And the
feathers.
feathers.
Pound the feathers.
The steel's heavier than feathers.
But they're both a kilogram.
No, steel's heavier than feathers.
So good.
Hot take.
Aristotle dropped a feather, mistook air resistance for inherent property of the weight, and
Yeah.
called it a day, and everyone just believed him for 1,000 years.
Well, are we talking weight or are we talking mass?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Listen, I did my time in physics class, alright? I don't need to make that distinction anymore!
I took so much physics for someone who currently uses almost no physics in their day-to-day life. I took so much physics. I took so much
My
math.
condolences.
I took so much math. I mean,
mean-
you took more math.
I'm just saying I don't see a downside. I basically got through set theory and then I graduated. So
God, my last class I took, besides my master's thesis, was an undergraduate probability course that I convinced my graduate program was a graduate level probability course.
oh my god.
Because our School of Arts and Sciences and our engineering school use different numbering systems. So the engineering school was like, you need to take a math class that's graduate level, so 500 level or higher. But the Arts and Science school considers 500 level classes still undergrad. So I, A, got to pay lower undergrad tuition, B, got to take an undergrad class, and C, didn't have to take graduate level probability.
Very
It
nice.
was a 12-week course over the summer. I don't know what happens. I don't know if I learned probability. I got an A, and then I started my job, and that was probably
I
the
don't-
most chaotic. Yes, I have my master's, to the people in the chat. That was probably the most chaotic, like, 2 months of my life, whereas when I was trying to finish classes, starting a new job, and then working while finishing my master's project, and, like, the awkwardest hours, I was pretty much the lab cryptid for 2 separate labs.
Oh, it's dark. It's so cool. And it's cool because it's like it's a midnight sun. Ah, I love it.
It's so
So,
good.
yeah.
You didn't take
I don't want to.
I
No. I don't want to play favorites with branches of math, but set theory is so comfortable. It just gives me small spaces of numbers with rules and lets you play with them. And on the converse side, I fucking hate probability so much.
Fair.
I can't wrap my I can do the math and I can understand the formulas, but I can't get a feel for it. You know, I can't just wrap my head around it and be like, yeah, if you combine these 2 things, you get this other thing. It's like, no, the rules for combining probabilities of things frustrate me to no end. It just doesn't feel right.
I
Set
think-
theory
Wait,
feels right.
Real quick, team, is the game a little loud? Because this song is actually my least favorite song of the bunch, because the choir is way too heavy. Let me know if it's loud. We can adjust it down.
I think I probably hit my stride with math in mostly like the modeling, like biological modeling and systems modeling. I like Michaelis-Menten. That was like the first thing I was like, oh, that's neat. Like I loved being able to be like, oh, you can model like how a drug moves through the body in in math, which probably explains why I work in the field that I do, which is modeling how
Yeah.
the drug moves through the body. But I don't use the math; the computer does it for me now. And honestly,
Yeah, that's really best.
For
probably
me,
for the best, honestly.
For me, as far as branches of math goes, game theory can suck a fat one because it's all made up. It's an entire
game theory.
It's a system of thought processes that has value, but the way they teach it is by constructing entirely abstract problems and solutions where it's like, yeah, we have this like entire janky notation that you made us figure out that like serves no purpose other than solving the problems that you made up for us to solve. So it's just I always hated it because it didn't seem like it was actually accomplishing anything in like a hard math form. Like as a form of problem solving and like thought processes, yeah, like game theory's thinking of like causes and effects and like weighting risk and stuff is important, but can I jump? Can I jump? Oh no, I can't jump. But the math behind it with like the matrices and stuff is just so dumb because it's all arbitrary. Penguins!
Ah.
Fun fact, for those of you who forgot, Benedict Cumberbatch cannot say the word penguin.
There's a lot of words I can't say. Don't tease me.
No, but then he did a documentary about penguins for a Nature Channel thing.
What?
I'm a scientist and I can't say the word
Oh.
hypothesis.
Oh.
Anyway, here's a bear.
But yeah, no, I haven't been able to say that word, and it was a really big deal in 6th grade, and then I got around not having to say it or just saying it quickly enough that I've survived as a science major person and now like an actual chemist without having to say that word.
Well, I'm gonna see if I can do the dive again that I did earlier.
I think I just realized why my hatred of probability took on such an edge recently. It's because I actually forgot that I took an entire class specifically on Markov chains.
Ooh.
Which I mean, it was a really interesting class. The teacher was really cool. He was like one of the leading guys in the field of Markov chains at the time. So like, he was like, Yeah, so I tell you guys to buy a textbook, but I haven't finished writing it yet, so here's the PDF. Don't pirate it. And I was like, oh, okay.
My
And
favorite.
he was really-
Hell yeah!
Woo!
Oh, look
Nice.
at that! Oh, that was so cool.
I was gonna say my favorite thing is teachers and
The
TAs.
fish just yeeting themselves into the iceberg. Sorry, anyway, go ahead.
My favorite thing is definitely teachers and TAs being like, listen, you're gonna need this textbook. Any edition will do. Yeah, like, you know, I mean, if you happen to know someone who has a PDF on it, or you see one, I'm not saying that you should find a PDF, but there might be one that exists on the internet.
Yeah.
My favorite types. That and, like, teachers who are like, yeah, I'm not gonna make you buy my own textbook, which, like, I get it. I do get why you give your own textbook, because that's the information you think is most important. That's why you put it in your textbook, but also, like, come on,
Not get the
man.
shark. Look at the shark.
Also, just to all the teachers who, like, make mandatory textbooks that are then not mandatory, come on, dude.
Yeah, you're the
Yeah,
worst kind of
come on.
people.
Ugh, I don't know. I still own, like, some textbooks. I did my best to rent as many as I could, but I still own some. I just see them every so often, and I just go like, ugh.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I love Student's Guide to Writing Well and Mathematical Models in Biology. So glad I own those.
Yep.
Ugh.
Anyway, the meanest thing you'll ever hear me say about Austin Wintory is that this song is not my favorite. Sometimes I skip it when I'm listening to it. That is the meanest thing you'll ever hear me say about Austin Wintory's music. Choir's just too loud. Choir's just too loud. The audio balance. Just a little finicky. Anyway, everything else is a masterpiece, and it belongs in a museum.
Oh, Color Skeleton started following me.
Color skeleton. Nice.
Thank you, Color Skeleton.
Color skeleton.
And then everything gets green. It's great.
I haven't been reading the chat that much, but props to Banana Gets Healthy, whose daughter got a full ride to any local college. Just saw
Oh.
that one. That's
Nice.
awesome. Congratulations. Scholarships are really helpful.
Yeah.
Gosh,
So pretty.
it's becoming evident that I am an early person and not a late night person.
Oh yeah, I'm getting to the end of my rope here. It's good that the game's basically done.
You guys are adorable.
Oh,
Listen.
when did you go to sleep this morning, Red?
6 a.m.
Yeah, that's gonna. So I'm gonna have to start getting to work at 7 a.m. our time.
Yeah. I mean, at that point, just staying up through it is probably the more efficient approach.
No.
I mean, for me,
Oh
sorry.
yeah, for you.
Like
Yeah.
Red, we're gonna have crossover where like I wake up before you go to bed. We're
Yeah.
getting
Yeah,
there.
it's
We're gonna
gonna
get to that
happen.
point.
We're getting there.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah,
But-
strangely, shifting the clock back doesn't seem to have done anything to improve my sleep schedule. If
Yeah.
anything, it's harder for me to get to sleep at my standard 4 a.m.
Created by
Giant
Giant Squid.
Yeah.
A giant squid sitting
Yep,
in a
so
desk chair.
Matt Nava, I feel like I say this every time. Matt Nava, art director of that game company when they made Journey, and then he peeled off with a bunch of the team and created Giant Squid Studios, where he is now the creative director. And their new game, The Pathless, comes out. Like, hold on, I'm gonna look this up. When does The Pathless come out?
How you said December?
Yeah, I know, but I'm now doubting myself. The Pathless. November 12th.
You
Oh.
lied to 2,500 people.
Oh,
Heck.
could you?
Also,
November 12th. Wow.
you're gonna have
soon.
2 games.
I'm gonna have to play Assassin's Creed first because I gotta
Chat.
do the realism review.
Chat, I do sleep. I just sleep about 8 hours offset from all of you guys. There's nothing wrong with it. It's perfectly functional.
Red is keeping the watch.
OSP has
Yeah.
shift workers.
I am the night watch, all right? I'm up till 4 a.m. and then I sleep until noon. It's great. I'm happy. For the first time in my life, I'm not tired all the time. It's
Good.
amazing.
Red.
Don't worry about me. I'm all good.
Red and Cleo have the night shift. Blue and I have the morning shift. Indigo has all the shifts because Indigo actually doesn't sleep.
Indigo has
Okay,
time
well, give
powers.
advice.
She
Yeah.
can be anywhere at once.
Ah. Ugh,
What's up?
I don't know.
Okay, that's fine.
Sorry, I'm reading Isabel's story, but
But yeah, so yeah, that was Abzu. We finally got to play it all the way through. Last time we got stuck in the second level because the music was too loud and it was late at night, and we were having a big old time. Ooh, there are whales in the background. But I had a lot of fun with this. This was the chill, fun stream that I was after. I mean, it's an OSP stream. It's only ever so chill. The podcast is weirdly enough chiller than the streams, just because there's energy when there's a live audience, even if they're not here.
And there's also less tension, you know,
Yeah.
because we can edit things and like do retakes and stuff.
Yeah, but you don't.
Yeah.
We don't, but the option exists.
Sometimes
It's like having a safety net. You don't want to have to use it, but you're happy that it's there.
Sometimes we flub a line and we trim and recut and start a section, but like for the most part, it's like we play through it straight.
See if you guys can find the episode where I started making dinner midway through the podcast.
It's not
Yeah.
it's not as loud as the heater in this building,
Yeah, we
which is on right now, so you can hear it in the background.
We have no control over the temperature in this
yeah.
building other than opening the window.
Yeah.
We don't
So-
have a thermostat.
so,
We can't
like-
turn the heat off.
As far as like sound in this building goes, this apartment is just garbage. But oh well.
It's a good little apartment.
No, as far as sound goes, it's a
Oh,
good apartment.
yeah.
It's just as far as sound goes, it's garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sound
Yeah.
sound is kind of the kicker in this
Yeah,
case.
the noise pollution is pretty obtrusive.
Also the floors.
And
There's no
unpredictable.
straight floors in this apartment.
No straight floors. Every floor is curved.
Yeah. We got our
Beautiful
door
little
handle
buildings.
fixed though.
Hooray!
We're saving hella money though.
Oh yeah.
We're saving hella money.
I can't help but wonder if there's a connection here. Yeah, the doorknob is broken and all the floors are skewed, but hey, place was cheap as hell for some reason.
Indigo, you can't find the cooking sound one because I edited the cooking sounds out. Thank you, Indigo.
Aww.
It was
Thank
my
you,
bad.
Indigo.
You guys had stopped for a bit. And I didn't realize you restarted. And I'm like, well, it's there now.
Yeah.
I just didn't stop.
Giant squib.
I was reviewing the audio and I was like, oh yeah, it's not too bad. And then like about 40 minutes in, I was like, oh, there it is.
It's like the Zelda sound.
Yeah.
I actually did suggest
like,
that Sophia put that in the background muffled.
It's like,
Yeah.
listen, I've got no legs to stand on. I spent actual years recording with a USB mic sat on a soft chair facing back into that instead of having any real soundproofing. I'm not allowed to size anybody for a janky mic setup.
We used to use Cleo's cat bed, which she refuses to use because
Oh yeah.
As a mic backing. Now we
got-
have a fancy one.
we got her a cat bed. She used it once, and by used it once, I mean she got in it and accidentally peed in it because she was high from her space surgery, and then she has never touched it again.
That was the day we took her home.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, thank you all for coming along with us on this little adventure into Abzu. It's on all the platforms. If you're curious to play it for yourself, I'd say do it. It's very enjoyable. It's very relaxing.
If you get migraines from blue light, maybe don't.
Yeah, maybe don't.
Yeah.
Maybe don't. Or just play the third level a bunch, the orange one with the chains and the
Well, I
jugs
don't
and
think you
stuff.
can just like level select unless you played it through.
After you beat the game, you can level select, but
So beat the
Yeah.
game wearing those really special sunglasses that
Yeah.
like filter out all incoming blue light.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
when you're done,
That's what I've got. People are like, "Oh, you've got glasses, but you sometimes drive without them." I'm like, "Yes, I have almost no prescription. I only have a prescription because in order to get prescription glasses, you need to have a prescription."
Yeah. It's like they filter out blue light, so Cyan,
Yep.
when you look at me through the glasses, I'm gone.
Yeah, no, blue's
I'm
invisible.
fully not here. Yeah.
They also help with migraines, so I can't hear him either.
internet personality blue found dead.
Well played. Well played.
That was to get back for the Kirby.
No, that was fair. That was an equal and
Wow.
opposite burn for the Kirby. I
can't believe I just
genuinely
burned
feel
the
bad
vibe
about
off
that Kirby burn.
Don't feel bad.
Oh, that was funny.
Wow. Wow.
Love you.
Oh my god.
Love you. See the comments. Are they getting married? Yes, we are
No.
getting married.
How could you tell?
This marriage is all actually a hoax, so we can just get Cleo a bunch of treats.
The registry
gonna
is
get
just
the-
different types of like treats for Cleo.
Mm-hmm.
Just Cleo's Dining Club.
That's what you wanted to call it, right?
That is what I wanted to call the registry. Was Cleo's Dining Club.
Sign me
Anyway,
the fuck up.
Anyway.
any last thoughts
yeah,
before
yeah.
we sign off for the evening?
I think we're good. This was
Awesome.
really fun.
This was
I,
really
I
great.
honestly think the evening stream slot is perfect. I don't know about you guys.
That's
Hey.
because you're a night owl.
Maybe
I am a night owl.
maybe on days where we don't have to wake up at 6.
Yeah.
'Cause
That's
this
really
is
the
this is
kicker.
going on work hour 10, awake hour like 15 for me. But this was fun. This was genuinely quite fun. So we hope that you had a wonderful time. Stay tuned this week. Red had 2 videos in a row. We're alternating, so we're back to schedule. This week you will have me doing a history video on, drumroll, whales.
Yeah, see
How
whales. Oh wait,
appropriate.
no, that's a shark. I thought
Yeah.
there were whales earlier.
And now you all know that this stream was a 2-hour setup for that lame-ass pun that I only thought about right now. Wales, the
I was about to be
fourth
really
kingdom that I
disappointed in
kind of didn't talk about before. But
It's
now I
fine.
am!
Yeah,
So
making
that'll
up
be
for
a fun
lost
time.
time.
Yeah.
Your machinations lay undetected.
It says
Right.
concurrent viewers 0. I feel like that's a glitch.
It is a glitch. We've still got about 1,900 people in.
Okay, awesome.
The thing occasionally does that. It like drops to 0
Oh, yeah,
temporarily, and then it
1985.
resets. Yeah,
Good
we're
year
fine.
for...
1985.
Yeah.
Not
Anyway.
a good year for most things, I think.
Well, thank you all so much for coming onto our stream. This was wonderful. I hope you have a good week. Yeah.
We'll see you later.
Vote!
Vote!
Yes, also vote. Oh my god.
Oh
We
my
kept
God,
it in for
vote!
so long.
Vote!